So it has now been an entire month since Nintendo revealed their next generation system, the Nintendo Switch 2, and we got to see that small little 2-minute teaser of what the system is going to look like and a small little glimpse at a brand new Mario Kart game. And while we already know that there is going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 Direct happening on April 2nd, it's really because of the way that Nintendo is handling the way that they did the reveal, on what day, and exactly when this entire Direct is happening and all of that, that we pretty much now have the entire timeline of how the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to go from reveal to release day, and it can pretty much be very easily predicted. So that's what I want to talk to you guys about in this video for what to expect looking forward into the next couple of weeks as we get closer to this system. And it's really because they're doing the exact same thing that they did with the current Nintendo Switch for the Nintendo Switch 2 as well, and using that same type of information again, we can very much get an idea of exactly what to look forward to and when to expect it. So like I said, a month ago was when Nintendo decided to officially get the ball rolling for the Nintendo Switch 2 by giving us a small little 2-minute look at what this system is going to be like. We got to see the design for the system, how it's going to be bigger, the new bigger Joy-Cons, and then also a small little look at the brand new Mario Kart game. And so this is basically the equivalent of when Nintendo decided to reveal the Nintendo Switch for the first time in October of 2016, and that was a trailer where we also got to see little glimpses of games, but we got to see more of them as they actually showed some third-party stuff like NBA and Skyrim, but we also got to see some first-party stuff like Mario Kart, a brand new 3D Mario game, Splatoon 2, and of course Breath of the Wild. But this trailer was also kind of very similar because it was just a first look at the Nintendo Switch, but this one had the idea of having to try to sell you on exactly what the Nintendo Switch was. So they had to show a lot of people like playing this outside and on the airplane and stuff like that to get people to know about what the Switch was going to be like and how you're going to be able to take the system with you wherever you go. But obviously for the Nintendo Switch 2, they don't need to do that anymore because everybody already knows what a Nintendo Switch is like, so they don't need to show people playing the Switch 2 on an airplane or anything like that because that's already been done. So that's why the first one really kind of had actors and a lot of like real life use cases, but this time it was just kind of a very basic rundown of what the system is going to be like. And so after the Nintendo Switch was revealed in October of 2016, we had to wait about 3 months until we got a deep dive and more information about it. So we had November of 2016 go by, we had December of 2016 go by, and then January of 2017 was when we had the Nintendo Switch presentation of 2017. And this is pretty much exactly what they're doing with the Nintendo Switch 2, because if we take a look at it with the Switch 2's case, we had the reveal happen in January of 2025, then we're going to have 3 months go by again with February of 2025, March of 2025, and then when we get to April of 2025, guess what? It's the Nintendo Direct for the Nintendo Switch 2, so this is going to be the exact same thing. And so I'm expecting this Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2 to be very similar to that Nintendo Switch presentation from 2017. The only difference is that presentation was actually in person, like it was an event where they invited a lot of press to come and attend in Japan, but this one is probably just going to be like a pre-recorded video because it's just going to be a Direct that's going to air, which honestly could mean that we're going to get to see things even better because there's not going to be like live translation mistakes and things that were happening with that other one, but it's still going to be just as significant. And I'm expecting this to be a very big deep dive presentation into the hardware and software for the system, pretty much like exactly what they did with that Nintendo Switch presentation in 2017, as that gave us a deep dive into the system where we got to see what like the Joy-Cons were going to be like, some of the new features that were inside of them, but then they also revealed new games for the first time like Splatoon 2 and Super Mario Odyssey and things like that, so it is pretty much going to be the exact same thing. And so I don't know if beforehand we're going to get an estimate for how long this Nintendo Switch 2 Direct is going to be, but I am expecting this to be a little bit on the longer side. I don't think that they can just wrap up all of this in a quick 30 to 35 minute little video about what the Switch 2 is going to be like and show off some new games, so definitely expect this to be a little bit on the longer side, maybe 45 minutes, even up to an hour. Now this presentation will also be where we get the official information like when the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to come out, how much it's going to cost, and all of that information as well. And I am going to talk a little bit about exactly when I feel like the Switch 2 is going to release because I feel like that can be pretty easily predicted as well, so I'll get to that in a little bit. Now, following this Nintendo Switch 2 Direct is going to be something else that they also did with the current Nintendo Switch, and that is having a bunch of hands-on preview events all around the world where people can get a chance to play the brand new system a few months before it comes out and give their first impressions on how they feel about it, get a chance to try out some of the new games. And this is pretty much what they did with the current Nintendo Switch as well, where they had a lot of these events throughout the world, and they had a couple of games there like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, ARMS, Splatoon 2, and I'm sure they're going to reveal a couple of the other games that will be at the Switch 2 events inside of the Direct as well. And it's pretty much a chance for people to just get an experience with the system, and also reviewers and journalists can like kind of write about their impressions on how they feel about it as well. So it's just a chance to experience it before it officially is out. Now, I mentioned being able to get a very good idea of exactly when the Nintendo Switch 2 is probably going to release, and the way to do that is by using these Nintendo Switch preview event tour dates, as the thing about that is that these whole entire events, their purpose is for you to be able to experience this system officially a little bit earlier than it comes out, which basically means that you can't have the system release during like the middle of this tour, because it pretty much defeats the entire purpose of being able to experience the system before it comes out, because why even go to these events if the system is going to be officially in your hands before these events are even over? You know what I mean? So the thing about that is that we can actually use the dates that we had for the original Nintendo Switch and then take a look at the dates that we have for the Switch 2 to get a really good idea of when to expect the system to release. Because here is the one from 2016 when it was announced, and we can see right here, Nintendo News, mark your calendars, the Nintendo Switch preview tour is coming to a city near you. And so this was in 2016, and the events were happening, of course, in 2017. And so if we look right here, we can see pretty much all of the cities where these events were happening and the dates that they happened. So it says right here, New York, Toronto, Washington, D.C., Chicago, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, and they went from January 13th all the way up until March 5th. And so what day did the Nintendo Switch officially release worldwide? The answer is March 3rd. And so this goes up until March 5th, so basically an extra 2 little days after the Switch had officially released. But you can see right here that the events pretty much wrap up pretty much exactly right when the system had officially come out worldwide. And so using that, we can use that logic now with the Nintendo Switch 2's events, as we can see right here, the Nintendo Switch 2 experience, and we've got all of the dates here for when these are going to be happening worldwide. And so if we scroll down here, we can see these are the experience dates for North America, Europe, Oceania, and now they don't have the ones here for Taipei and Hong Kong, but I'm pretty sure that these two get like the new systems like a lot more later than everybody else. Like I'm pretty sure even the Nintendo Switch came out like 6 months after it came out for everybody else into these countries, so it's a little different there. But we can pretty much see here that these events are going to start from April 4th to April 6th, all the way up until May 31st to June 1st. And so if we take a look now on the calendar, we can pretty much get an idea of if these events are going to be ending on June 1st for exactly when to expect the Nintendo Switch 2 to release. And so on the calendar here for June 2025, we can see that June 1st ends up being a Sunday, and that's when the last Nintendo Switch 2 experience hands-on impressions event would wrap up. And I feel like Nintendo wouldn't want to wait until like the middle of the month or the end of the month to launch the Nintendo Switch 2. And considering how they pretty much launch everything on Thursdays now, I'm gonna lock it in here that the Nintendo Switch 2 is officially going to release on June 5th. And that's pretty much how I'm expecting this timeline to go now for the Nintendo Switch 2. We pretty much have all the puzzle pieces together now, and as we get closer, we're just going to be getting more information and more stuff is going to be coming out, so it is going to be a pretty fun time ahead. And so yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to click that like button and also subscribe to the channel as well. I'm definitely gonna have some more videos talking about the Switch 2, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Comment down below and let me know what you think about this. Are you gonna be trying to go to any of these Nintendo Switch 2 hands-on events? Did you get into any of them? Are you excited for the Direct? What are some of your hopes for everything? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know. But if you don't have anything to say about it, just comment your favorite emoji down below for some engagement. I would really appreciate it. Go follow me on Twitter at @Aero to be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.